Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in with me this evening. I hope you are all doing well. And um, since so I've talked with you in the past about manifesting. And so as I was sitting here, thinking about what we wanted to talk about tonight, what I wanted to share with you tonight, is I thought there's another piece of, manifestation that I thought I would share with you, a nice little tidbit, one that I've been doing here quite often for myself. And part of manifesting what it is that you really want is, being at the same vibrational level as that need. And again, if you've listened to me, I've talked a little bit about using the word need instead of want, because when you look in the dictionary under the term and what want is, it really means lack. So when we're asking the universe for what we are needing, we want to use the word need, because a need is something that we have to have in order to survive, in order for us to be able to continue to move through life. So if you're asking the universe for a want, they're going to go, oh, look, there's Julie. She's wanting to have more abundance in her life. Isn't that great? Well, let's just give her more of that want, right? And then you wonder, how come it's not coming into you? So, I always, I always say, be in awareness of the words that you choose, and choose them carefully, because the universe is listening. And I have to say, they have a sense of humor about it all. So make sure that when you are asking for the things that you want to show up into your life, you're choosing the right words. So need, you need to have money in order to buy food, pay for utilities, pay for the rent. These are the things that we need. And so remembering that, it's about, bringing those things in. And so one of the techniques is to raise your vibration. So what does that actually look like? So raising your vibration is like, it's a feeling, it's a feeling within inside of you. So for instance, the other day I was thinking about, well, I'll just take a new job, for instance. There's so many people out there that are looking for new jobs right now, that are looking to shift and change. And so as I sat down with thinking about a new job, right? What does that job look like? What does it feel like? How am I interacting with the people? What are the people saying back to me, right? So it's really easy for us when we are in what we call our ego mind to be really negative, right? And you know what that is, oh my goodness, this just doesn't work, and I'm just not happy, and it's really easy to get into this babbling, so to speak, in this negativity. So if you actually reverse that thought, right, and put the positive spin on it, so bringing in what it is that you're asking for in this new job, oh, I love it how everybody greets me in the morning, and everybody's so happy to come to work. It makes me feel, happy to be here and doing the job that I love. I love this job. I love what I'm working on. I love that I have flexibility, right? So it's creating this vision, not only kind of in your head, but speaking it, feeling it. And as you do this, just by, uttering all these thoughts and these processes, letting your mind create this story, this beautiful, beautiful story. And you will notice that your emotions, that your, how you're feeling about the whole thing lifts. and changes and you rise up. And this is how you shift and change your vibration, right? So you're shifting and changing that vibration to equal and to match that job that you're asking to come into your life, right? So if you're in the negative, what I'll call the negative babble, right? It's lowering your vibration. So even if you're trying to bring in that new job and you're in that lower vibration, you can't do it because you're not on the same vibrational level as that job. And so you could miss that opportunity, right? So it's a matter of shifting and changing and bringing into what it is that you would like to have in this lifetime by, thinking all of those, of what that perfect job would look like. You don't even have to have a name to associate with it. You just have to know what the vibration feels like. So when that job does come to you, you say, ah, yes, this is the one. I am in the vibrational frequency of this job and this job is going to come to me, right? So again, it's not about, not looking, don't stop your search for that job because that's also showing the universe that you are asking for this. You are putting your time and effort into looking for that job, interviewing for that job, putting those resumes out, right? That's all in the works of the universe and showing that this is something that I want. But then also don't forget to raise that vibration, raise your feeling. A couple weeks ago, I talked about doing vision boards, right? That's a perfect way to do a vision board and walk past it every day and feel that vibration inside of you raise. Feel the excitement, when you look at that board and go, ah, yes, there's that job, there's that house, there's that vacation, right? So just another little tidbit on what you can do to help in the manifestation process of all the things, all the wonderful things that you would like to have come into your life. So try that. It's just, it's very easy to tell a negative story in our minds when we want to do that. So it's a matter of changing it and trying to do the positive, shift it into the positive piece of that. All right. And then see how you feel when you're done. Sit for 5 minutes. If you can't sit for 5 minutes and do this, sit for 3 minutes, whatever it takes. Just do a little bit at a time. And you'll see over time that it gets easier and easier to get into that space and raising your vibration. Right? Perfect. Well, right now, we are going to go to the phone lines and take a caller. Right now, we have Autumn in Ontario, Canada. Good evening,
Hi,
Autumn. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you this evening?
I was just wondering if you could see anything career-wise or finance-wise.
Sure. Let me just tune in to your guides and see what they have to say. And as I do this, it'll just be like a minute or two of silence, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
Not a problem.
Okay, one moment.
Thank you.
Okay, Autumn. You know, it's interesting when I tune in and ask, what it is about finances and things like that. I feel very buoyant. I feel like I'm just kind of bobbing along in the ocean. It's very light. It's very airy. So, with saying that, I think that there is you've it's almost like you were standing at the threshold of the door, right? And you've been standing at that threshold for a very long time, but I feel like you've crossed over that threshold, right? And you're now into a lighter, airier um, time where you can actually see some of that or feel some of that coming in. It feels like up until this point, it's been very hard for you to really see, I don't know, past the curtain, past the door, I guess you can say. And you've been in that spot for a while, right? And so they're showing me that you've actually felt the shift and the change as well, even as much as in the last just couple of weeks. Like, something feels different, and I'm looking at things a little bit different. Things seem a little brighter. So I think that you're coming into some more ease and flow within your life, um, especially when it comes to finances. There's, um, like I said, they're showing me that buoyancy, right? Where there's that, where you're kind of just riding in it, you're in that flow. And so I think you're going to be seeing that things are going to be shifting for you, especially in this next, I would say, in this next 2 months, um, where things are just going to feel easier, right? Little by little, the money's going to come in. It's going to come in different ways than what you're expecting. So it may not come in through necessarily a job change or uh, through a job, maybe a raise or anything like that. But it's going to be coming in from different directions. I see it being pulled in from the left and the right, a little bit behind you, some in front of you, to the side. And so I think you're going to find that the money flow is going to be coming in from different directions, but it's going to be giving you that um, kind of that ease and that comfort of knowing that it's coming in.
Perfect.
Uh,
That makes me feel a lot more eased.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said that makes me feel a lot more at ease.
Good, good. Um, let's see, job. Um, it feels like that maybe in your job that there was a possibility of an advancement or a promotion or something significant that you were kind of waiting for to come through.
Um, Mostly just to work for a new company, but I ended up getting that job.
You did end up getting that job
Yeah,
with a new company.
yeah.
Okay, okay. So advancement, okay. Um, they're showing me that this job is going to be a lot more in tune with with what you are with what you're looking for in your life. Um, Whether that be, it feels like it's going to be a little bit more flexible for you. Um,
Yes.
and so I think having that flexibility in your life, what it's going to do is as as you have some of these things, how do I explain this? As some of these things kind of come off your checklist, right? Like you've had a list of things that you either were wanting to accomplish or wanting to change and shift, right? So as some of these things, as some of you are checking them off, like the new job, it's going to give you the flexibility to be able to be more present with yourself and with your family, right? As you're checking some of these boxes off, things are going to feel lighter for you as well. And then as we feel lighter and at more ease, then some of those other things like the abundance, like the financial piece of it, just kind of fall into place at that point because we're not so much wrapped up in, the stress of it, the worry and all of that. So, by making this shift, even if it might seem, small, it's really going to be a huge shift in possibilities that are going to be coming to you, in the next few months.
Good. That sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with tonight?
If you pick up anything relationship wise, if you can.
If I can pick up on anything, what was that?
Um, any progress in my relationship?
Okay. Hmm. Interesting. So I'm feeling like I want to move forward and I'm just stuck. Like my feet are planted firmly on the ground and I can't get them to move forward. Um, it's like I want to. It's like I'm trying to pick my feet up, but they just don't want to move. Um, have you guys been kind of in a situation where you're just kind of feeling stuck or not
Yeah.
moving forward?
Yep.
Is this a fairly new relationship?
Going on 2 years now.
Okay. Are you guys not seeing eye to eye on just kind of life in general? I mean, do you feel like that you're a little bit on two different levels, so to speak?
Yeah, I'm older and he's younger, so I'm more mature in that sense.
It just feels like this relationship is going to be hard to move forward in the direction that you're wanting to move forward. It feels like your ideals about life, um, about work and family are on completely so it's completely two different levels. So if you were listening to me as I was talking before the show, I was talking about vibration levels and bringing in what you want. You have to be on the same frequency. You have to be on the same vibrational level, and it feels like you guys are really way off when it comes to being on the same level. And it's it feels like it's going to be pretty exhausting to get to that point that you want to be at. Um, I'm not saying that it can't be done, but I don't know that it's going to be ever in the place that you're hoping that it will be in, if that
Okay,
makes sense.
I understand.
Now, again, you guys could sit down and talk it through and, work through that. But I think it's going to be a little bit of an arduous path. So I think at some point you're going to have to decide if that's something that you're going to want to continue on with.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's not bad. It's not a bad thing that you guys are thinking differently. It's just that in order for the two of you to come together as a couple, you're going to have to be on kind of that same level, right?
Yep, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's definitely going to take some work. So, um, like I said, I think it's going to come to a point that you're going to have to decide if that's the direction that you're going to want to go.
Okay. And
Okay.
if it's not, do you see something better coming my way?
Yes, I think that if you were to let this, it feels like you're holding on to this relationship really, really tightly, and so there's a lot of there feels like there's a lot of stress or a lot of anxiety around this relationship. And so when you do that, you're kind of in resistance, right? So when you're able to let that go, and if you choose to move on, you'll be in more flow with who you are. And that's going to allow somebody else to come in that is going to be more like you, like-minded, and on the same vibrational level as you are. And yes, I do think that there will be somebody else that will come in.
Good to know. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you so much for calling in tonight. Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Next, we have Carrie in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Good evening, Carrie, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Good evening. Thank you.
Hi, how are you this evening?
I'm good. Hoping
Good.
for some direction, of course. But
Sure. What can I help you with?
yes, my stepdaughter um came and stayed with me 3 months ago, and her son, my step grandson, ended up getting placed with me through state agencies getting involved. And I just need to know if he's doing okay, because he has since returned in her care, and she's not staying with me anymore. But I wonder if he'll have to come back and stay.
Okay. All right, Carrie, let me tune in here really quick and there's going to be just a couple minutes of silence as I tune in for you. Let me see
Hmm.
what I can find out, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Um, so what I am seeing right now is that when he was there with you, you gave him that stability, that predictability in a life, in a home, that he could start relying on, and he started getting used to that feeling. Um, I'm getting the feeling that his life right now is a little bit up and down, a little bit unpredictable. Um, I don't feel that he's in any kind of danger, like of his life, so
Right.
to speak. Um, but it's kind of this yo-yo effect. It's just really up and down, and the stability that he had when he was with you and placed with you, he doesn't seem to have that any longer, and it's throwing him off a little bit. Um,
Hmm.
do I see them coming back? Not, not in the near future.
Okay.
And what they're showing me is like it's really hazy, it's really fuzzy. So sometimes when that shows up, it's just meaning that right now isn't the time to really know what's going to happen, um, you know, in the next little bit. That you're only supposed to know what you need to know right now, right? Um,
Hmm.
So that could shift and change. But as of right now, I'm not seeing that they'll be coming back, or at least he will be coming back to live with you. I think there are some things playing out in the universe and with him, that, you know, so he had kind of like this unstable, you know, life before he
Uh,
stayed with you, and now he's kind of back to that. So there's like this teaching moment that his soul is learning about what is stability and what isn't stability. Okay. um and so there's this piece in there right now that he's going back and forth on this. He's going, oh, wait a minute. So I understand that, when I was with this person, this is what I could expect. But now I'm with somebody else and it's not that same way. And I'm thrown off a little bit.
hmm.
Do you have contact
Okay.
with him?
Very little. I mean, he's only a year old,
Okay.
so she's
Okay.
very unstable and going through a lot. So I mean, we have minimal contact, but it's very hard to maintain
Right.
contact with her.
Yeah, right. And especially where he's so young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like there's a possibility that he will be coming back, but like I say, it's really fuzzy. They're not showing me very much. So, you know, um, other than to know that he's not like in any safety kind of danger or anything, it just may
Right.
not be the ideal, what you would want for him, right?
Right.
Um, as a
And she's
provider
very,
or
very
whatever.
young and very inexperienced, and
Right.
that's the tough part. So, but
There's
I
a lot to
do
learn.
wonder about. Yes, she does. I do wonder about my relationship with her dad, because we have been in separation for a long time, and I just want to know that's finally closed.
Yeah, I can feel that there's a lot of struggle with that relationship. It feels like it's coming to a close if it hasn't already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels like that chapter is coming to an end.
Good.
So,
and anything else coming up for romance then, or relationship?
Carrie, I am coming down to the last few seconds of my show. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit that topic in time. I'm so sorry. But I want to thank you for calling in, and I hope this has been helpful for you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a good night. Thank you all for tuning in. That does it for me this evening. If you would like to reach me, check me out on my Facebook pages at Julie YeagerWalker Medium or Your Time to Shine. My website is going through, I'm in the middle of changing domains, so it's down for a little bit, but I can still reach emails at julie@wingsofsoulswithjulie.com if you would like to get in touch with me. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you again next week.